Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Star Wars Galaxy of Yeti coming to you with just a little bit of a video on a Mace fleet doing well in the current meta. Um, I thought it would just be kind of nice to show that Mace isn't just as useless as a floppy cock as in ships as he is in squads. So we've got donated footage from Moosebart in my Discord server, and it's showing his Mace fleet reaching, which he uses to reach 1. Generally, it's a hit or miss kind of fleet where if your breach lands, you're doing really, really well, and if your breach doesn't land, then it can get a little bit dodgy. But with people farming for General Skywalker, and with the demands of the negotiator, and with the malevolence coming, I thought it'd be nice to show that if you do get stuck using Mace for General Skywalker, then there is a little bit of viability to the fleet in the current meta as it sits. So here we are with our fight that's coming in. He's got basically his fleet going against a pretty tough Falcon fleet. The Falcon fleet is all of the pilots are G12. They all have all Zetas available in the at least in the opening trio. And in this one, I'll show you the state of his pilots later. Although he did add the second Zeta to Bosk after this footage was recorded, and he added the Zeta to Ahsoka after this footage was recorded, and his Mace is currently at G11 as this is going on. So those are kind of the differences. I'll remind that again. But as you can see, the breach landed, and with that he can keep all of the madness from this Rebels team going at his Houndstooth, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's important to keep his Jedi Consular alive as long as possible as he can. And gets his Jedi Knight Anakin out, and then once he does that, he's just got to get that Houndstooth down, and then he can start picking away at the Rebels. So we got Houndstooth just holding on. He's going to get that heal from Mace. Yep, no target lock there. We got Wedge coming in. And the Houndstooth is toast. So it gets it's going to get dodgy for a second while he waits for his next reinforcement. There goes Consular. There goes Biggs. He can start working on Wedge, which is the softer ship, and now he can bring in Clone Sarge and get some more tanking going here. Sarge actually does hit fairly hard, so bang with his special, or at least he hits hard with his special. Let's be clear on that. Anyway, Anakin's still alive, so it's a pretty solid move for this fleet. Once he gets the Falcon all by himself, we all know what's going to happen there. And yep, there goes Sarge. It's down to just the Falcon, bringing in. Yep, he's got another big hitter in Ahsoka coming in. This is going to help clean this fleet right up. And come on, just waiting on that last hit. Oh, there it is. Nope, one more. A little protection up for everybody. And bang, there it is. Gone. So now we wanted to kind of show you what happens when the breach doesn't land, because it's one of those, I don't really want to just show wins. I wanted to make sure to show how it goes wrong and showing it going quite wrong. Anywho, starts off as normal, hit on Biggs, goes for the breach, no breach. And so this is going to get kind of interesting, kind of quick. It's just hard to get back in front of, or to get in front of this Rebel fleet when it's gone kind of wrong. So the strength of this Rebel fleet is not as good as the last one that had the Relic Akbar and the G12s and all the Zetas and such at the front. But it doesn't really matter because it's more than enough for this team when the breach doesn't land. As you see, you just get kind of stuck on the taunts. Bringing in Anakin, Jedi Consular is already gone, and yeah, it's just not quite going as Oh, he brings in Ahsoka first. Okay, my bad. Yeah, to try to clearing the taunt. Here comes with Ahsoka. Yeah, I watched a couple of clips, so I had them mixed up in my head. Anyway, so Ahsoka clears the taunt, and now you're back with Big still taking his position. This one's bringing in Vader's tie, and this second breach does land, so it's still kind of going on. It's gonna get the hit on Biggs there. Breach is now off. Down goes Ahsoka, and like I said, once the rebels get their numbers, it's kind of hard to get control on the fight again. So now we're gonna watch his Houndstooth get smoked here, and yeah, that's just, yeah. Brings in Clone Sarge, hoping for the taunt. There's not all that much that's going to happen. 5-on-2. So yeah. And Sarge is still holding on just by a hair. There goes Sarge with a little protection up. Bang. Yeah. It's just more of the inevitable. Just beating on Sarge. And Sarge goes down. Down to Chinatown. Yeah. And the inevitable is here. Yeah, whatever that says, yeah. And that's that. I mean, not much you can really do. Alright guys, so now we're just going to show his fleet. I just want you to pay attention to the fact that he's got both of the Zetas on Bosk here, where it should be just the one. The Trandoshan Rage is new. When you get through, you didn't see Rex utilized, but I showed him anyway. The rest, I showed off all of their 6E mods if they're appropriate, and then you can see all of their gear levels from there, with the lowest gear level being Plo at just under 11. Yeah, so the 2 new Zetas aren't accounted for, and but the rest is as is. Oh right, Mace was G11 at the time of shooting. I totally just had that slip my head. But anyway, so all these gear levels are really doable, especially if you're going after the General Skywalker fleet portion with Mace. And as you can see, you can do some damage to some pretty decent Falcon teams. So there's got some territory wars viability, or even if you're facing a weak Falcon that's likely to be put on defense, you could use it on offense and leave your stronger fleet on defense. So these things are all very, very possible there. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment down below telling me whatever you want to tell me. And as always, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and have a good one.